Welcome, guys, back to the I Love Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, as always, Justin Woolwine. Today we're welcome with Mr. August Artois. How we doing?
Got it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
had
is
to put the
me.
little.
It is he. It is the real, the raw, the international draw. August Artois. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I always do simple intros just because I love it when you guys put the little extra on it. Because I've learned in wrestling that nobody puts you guys over better than yourselves.
Well, yeah, we're fucking full of ourselves. We're egotistical bastards. Not everybody wants to admit it. A lot of guys in wrestling will say, like, oh, I don't have an ego. But to put on a pair of tights and wrist tape and to come out to your own music and to want to do wrestling moves to another human, you have an ego. You put that aside. Accept the
Even
fact and hit the ground running. But a lot of guys are like, "Oh, I don't have an ego." You wouldn't be in this business if you didn't have a fucking ego.
even to get on a podcast and talk about dudes in their underwear, putting on wrist tape, grappling with those, you got to have a little bit of an ego. Something I've learned.
I wear pants. I don't. I've never understood the
No,
guys wearing the little tiny ones. Like especially for me, like watching it as like like well, first off, as a child when I used to watch as a kid, like my parents were like, "What the fuck are you watching, dude? Like, why are you watching sweaty dudes in their underwear like rubbing on each other and shit?" And then now as an adult, it's really hard to like if anybody doesn't know about wrestling, you're like, "Hey, do you mind if we watch this?" They're like, "Listen, man, if you want to watch porn, just watch it on your own." So
you
it's weird. That's why I mean I wear pants. I wear pants to the ring. I mean I got like cool tattoos on my thighs and stuff. Everyone's like, "Why don't you wear trunks?" I'm like, "Cause that's fucking weird, man. It's
okay?
weird."
So do you find it fun, debating with other people about or trying to defend what you do, saying, "Hey, it's not that weird."
No, I mean nothing I do is weird except for like sticking my fingers up people's asses during matches and stuff. But no, I don't. Wrestling's not weird to me. It pays my bills, and I've seen a lot of the world. I've been to Asia, I've been to Europe, all over the UK, I've been to all over the United States. I've been down to Puerto Rico. Yeah, I've been a lot of places. Like I said, in Europe, fucking Germany, Turkey, France. Yeah, seen a lot of places doing weird shit. But wrestling is, I mean, if you like movies, you like wrestling. Like, the only thing different about movies and wrestling is that whenever someone does a big stunt, we just keep going. We don't call cut and bring in the stunt double. We just do it ourselves.
Before we dive into your career, I always try to give you guys the platform to let everybody know where they can keep up to date with you, whether it's your social medias, upcoming events. Would you like to give a shout out and let the fans know?
Give a shout out to myself. Fuck, that's like
Yeah.
jerking off. My fucking my name's right there, August Artois. Type that into Google and it'll pop up. You'll find me on fucking. You'll even find me on IMDb or IMBD or whatever the fuck it is, the movie website, because I was
Okay.
on WrestleMania. You'll find me, Vince McMahon, and Bad Bunny all located right together on the page. Yeah, type in August Artois, AUGUSTARTOIS. I'm not going to give you my fucking underscore and all that bullshit. Make sure you follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. What else? YouTube if you want to. I don't give a shit if you do though. I don't. My career's going great right now. So like follow, I mean, a lot of people are like I know people with like 20, 30,000 followers that don't get booked anywhere. They don't do shit with their career. And here I am with like 2,500 followers and I'm fucking killing it right now.
You're doing a great job everywhere. But before we tackle wrestling, since how we're on a podcast, let's put over your other podcast with Wisco, that wrestling dude.
Yeah, Wisco. Wisco, that wrestling dude. We have Wednesday night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have Real and Raw with August Artois, and that's with my co-host Wisco, and that'll be featuring. We have different guests on this week coming up. Actually, tomorrow we have Richport Ayala, the new Florida FIP Florida Heritage Champion down here in Florida, and then every Wednesday at 7 p.m. with my co-host Wisco. We have Ridiculous. That's WRID ridiculous. and we basically show it's like the show Ridiculousness with Rob Dyrdek, but it's ridiculous with a W because it's all wrestling related promos, crazy videos, awesome moves, crazy botches, all the ridiculousness of professional wrestling. And then Wiso has his own. Sorry, Wisco has his own podcast, That Wrestling Dude podcast, where he interviews people, and it's boring as hell.
I actually found Wiso or Wisco, however we're saying it, through the ridiculous podcast, and something captivated me. I think the character that he plays,
That's
that
not a
wrestling dude, it's
character.
him, which
He's
makes it brilliant.
just a burnt out Puerto Rican pothead.
How did you guys come together? Like, how did you meet each other?
Fucking God put us together. No, the I saw him interviewing some people. I'm pretty sure I saw some of his interviews online, and then he hit me up and asked me for an interview. But when I saw him, I was like, this guy's cool. Like, I get interviewed a lot. I've done a lot of podcasts and a lot of nerdy fuckers, not you, a lot of nerdy fuckers that have interviewed me that just don't really carry any fucking aura with them at all. And then I met him and I was like, this guy's fucking cool, man. He seems like someone I would hang out with outside of wrestling. And since then, like we've started the podcast, we have our little empire going, and we've actually hung out since then. We're actually hanging out this weekend coming up. We're gonna fucking get stoned and watch WrestleMania or SummerSlam. That'll be fun. Uh, yeah, he's a fucking cool guy. I fucking love the guy.
One of my favorite parts about the conversation me and him had, I asked him about like dream guests or who he'd like to have or who he'd like to interview on the podcast. And like during the time we have this conversation was like in the heat of the Vince McMahon, whatever you want to call it, problems. And that was his answer was Vince McMahon. Um, if you had to have a dream guest with yourself and we so who would it be?
I wish I could interview myself. Same
Okay.
thing. Same thing with like the everyone asked me like what my dream match would be. It would be myself because I am the 96 Shawn Michaels. I'm the guy everybody wants to get in the ring with because everyone knows that I'm going to promote the fuck out of the show. They know I'm going to promote the show post show, pre-show. They know when I'm in there, I'm going to give my fucking entire body to my opponent. I'm going to make the match look better than it possibly could. So like I always explain to people like Kevin Nash once explained about Shawn Michaels that everybody hated Shawn Michaels until their name was across from his on the call sheet. So, and I've had that happen to me before, where a lot of guys, they don't really fuck with me until they see it's blah 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 versus August Artois, and now they're like, oh, I got a great match ahead of me. So it would be me, my dream, everything. I wish I could sleep with myself. I wish I could hang out with myself. I wish I could fucking interview myself, wrestle myself. I wish I could give birth to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up 96 Shawn Michaels because the other day, me and my brother and my dad, we do a live stream of Raw, and we were talking like the best iterations of guys. And I brought up 96 Shawn Michaels, and they kind of looked at me like I was crazy because, I mean, if you look at it from like outside perspective, that might have been personally when Michaels was at his worst, but in ring professionally, he was at his best. And that's what I was looking at it like, hey, if I'm going to get the best version of anybody, 96, 95 era Shawn Michaels with the scruffy 5 o'clock shadow was the best version of Shawn Michaels, hands down. And would you say you kind of model yourself after him?
No, I don't model myself after anybody but myself. But the highlight of like the biggest praise that I've ever gotten, it's been excuse me, from a lot of people is like I'll get pulled aside by like bigger name people in the business or even like legends that have done it, in the 80s, 90s, and they'll be like, you know what you remind me of? And in my head, I'm like 96 Michaels, and they're like 96 Michaels, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I know, thank you. And that to
That's
me is like the
badass.
biggest fucking compliment because like you said, like yeah, he had a lot of personal demons, and so do I. Um, Maybe not as bad as he did at the time, but I did. There was a time in my life where I did have demons as bad as his. But like being able to be that kind of person and then fix yourself, not only fixing yourself, but also being able to go out there and entertain like a fucking mass of people, like that to me is crazy. So like there's been times when like I've flown to the UK and like for instance, I got to the UK, my first ever tour to the UK, my trainer, my head coach, who was also like a father figure to me, passed away when I first got to the UK. So like having to deal with the emotions of losing somebody for the first time ever in my life, losing somebody so close to me, and then having to go out there and perform. It's like no matter what it is, whether it's death in the business or I'm sorry, death in life, or it's a drug problem, or if it's just like your depression, you have to still go out there and perform. So like I think that's maybe that's not the reason I respect 96 Michaels the most, but like yeah, that motherfucker could have been overdosed and dead, but like he fought through the demons and still gave us like some of the best memories. So, and he was fucking just crazy, dude. Like if I can go out there and make and like I hate saying this, but like not every wrestler I step in the ring with is on my level. So sometimes I have to turn it up to 70 or 80 to match their fucking 30 or 20 to make it a 100% match. You know what I'm saying? So like I understand now being in the business what Michaels had to do sometimes with guys like fucking I don't know names and stuff like that, but some guys he was out there with, he had to turn it up. He had to save the fucking night. So that's that's another reason I compare myself to 96 Michael. It is frustrating. He did get frustrated a lot when he like with Vader and stuff. He punched him in his fucking kicked him in his fucking head and told him to move. Like it is frustrating being out there. Like when you think about it, I go out there and I give it maybe 20% mentally and physically. Like, and that my 20% is 100% in everybody's mind. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm out there giving it like bare minimum and I'm killing the fucking game, I'm killing my promos, I'm killing the fucking live matches, and you're out there giving 100% and you can't meet my 20, the fuck, man. So that shit it does. It frustrates the shit out of you. Like, how are you in a match with me and getting paid the same amount as me and getting flown in and getting hotels paid for you, and you can't fucking work an 8 minute match? The fuck out of here. So that's why a lot of people they think it's a character when they're like, oh, real and raw. I really like your character. It's not. I wake up on a Thursday morning and I'll tell you that half the fucking guys I step in the ring with are dog shit. That's
Okay,
it's just me being honest.
fair enough. I mean, I've seen some indie matches that were absolutely atrocious. I've seen some live TV matches that were absolutely atrocious. So I can believe that. Um,
Yeah.
something, I mean, just going to the 96 Michaels one more time, something that's always like really captivated me about him at that era was even at his worst, he was still like genuinely a good person. Cause I always bring up like there was a match, I believe it was like against Austin, and there was a special needs person jumped in the ring and they pulled him out and they was gonna like, how they were with people that jumped in back then, they were gonna get rough with him and Michaels takes time out of the match with Austin, who doesn't play, and goes and helps the kid out and backs him off. And it was just like to take the time in the middle of a live broadcast. I think it was a pay per view even to make sure that nothing happened. Like that just speaks to character. And I don't know. It's just always
Yeah, that
stuck
happened to me
out.
there. Happened to me there a night in Canada.
Okay.
There was a kid with Down syndrome and he was trying to fix the railing and I seen he was trying to get my attention, and my opponent was trying to start the match. So I like snuck over to the referee, and I told him I was like, tell my opponent I'm going to give this kid a moment. So my opponent like goes to get out of the ring again, and I was like, dude, fucking get. I went over to him and I was like, hey, I acted like I was trying to fight him. I was like, let me give this fucking kid a moment real quick. So my opponent like goes and gets back in the ring, and then there's a clip on it's got like 22.6 thousand views on it now of me and this fucking kid with Down syndrome arguing, and the crowd fucking. He told me to go fuck myself.
That's
Yeah, it was
badass.
great. And then not too long ago, I actually was in a match. It was me, Steve Macklin. Who was all in that fucking match? Mojo Raleigh, um, Weston Blake. Yeah, we fought Triple V. It was a 3-on-3 match. One of the kids had Down syndrome, and he beat me with a pedigree. It's all over. It was all over TMZ Sports and all that shit. It was fucking. It was great. It was called Dream Mania.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
Creating moments like that is
I guess that kind of does, yeah. That I mean, like one of the if you ask around the business, people will tell you like August Artois is a piece of shit. He's an asshole, but it's always the piece of shit and the asshole that's doing some of the best things in the business for people, like you said about Michaels.
well, I mean, you bring it, you might be like you said a piece of shit or an asshole to the people you're in the business with, but it's the other people that matter if you think about it.
It is because to me, and like if anybody disagrees with this, they can fucking suck my dick. It's the bad guys in the business are the most genuine, nicest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. And the good guys in this business are the biggest pieces of fucking shit you'll ever meet in this business. And that's coming from I'm almost 5 years in the business now. And like some of the people online that are like that people are like, I love them, like they're amazing, and I support them so much. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a shit that you bought their shirt. They don't give a shit that you showed up to their show. They will leave that company and never think about you fucking again. I've seen it happen fucking at least 5 times with some like very predominant fucking like good fucking guy, baby face guys. But then I've seen like some of the most like booed out of the building, throw trash at type guys are the ones that stay till fucking the ring's getting tore down just so they can, sign a little kid's autograph or fucking talk with some fans and just share their journey or whatever with them. So yeah, for the fans out there, that there's some inside scoop for you. The good guys are dickheads. The bad guys are the ones you want to fucking be around.
Absolutely. Um, Usually I start here. Usually this is the first question that I ask on the podcast. But what's your first memory of professional wrestling
Of my professional wrestling or just professional wrestling in general?
in general?
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan?
Yeah, like when I was like 3 years old, my mom always tells a story that I would go to the pool and I was like fucking brown skin, tanner than shit, blonde, bleach blonde hair, and that was natural. And I would wear these little speedos. Well, that was the first and only time I ever wore the little trunks. But I would go to the pool and I'd do the fucking Hulk Hogan fucking flexing and that was the
You know,
first recollection. And then like Ultimate Warrior, those little action figures, you're way too fucking young to know about those, but the ones that like push down and spring up in action, the little blue
my
ring.
dad gave me his actually.
Yeah, your dad will know about that. Then the little blue ring with the red, white, and blue ropes. Like
Yep.
we had those. Me and my brother would always wrestle, and like I watched wrestling basically all the way up until I don't know the exact fucking year, but it was whenever Kane got Lita pregnant. So it was like
Okay.
around like maybe 15 or
Mid
16.
2000s.
Yeah, something like that. I stopped watching. And I stopped watching all the way until AJ Styles fought Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. And then 2 years later I started wrestling. So
Okay.
yeah, my
What
earliest recollection was just me and my brother fucking dicking off watching The Ultimate Warrior Hogan. Yeah.
what about wrestling captivated you the most?
um same reasons fucking like movies captivate me and like live plays captivate me is the ability to shut down what's going on in your life and to go out there and act in a different sense. Um, like when I was in Thailand, I was wrestling out in Bangkok, Thailand for my first time, and I was homesick as fuck. I was super, super depressed. Um, I didn't really know where I was in Thailand. I didn't know how the money worked, and I didn't do my research, so I was just like stuck in my hotel and didn't really know where to go, what to do. I was just super, super depressed, and like I called my mom and I was like this. She's like, "Are you excited?" And I was like, "No, like this sucks." But I still like I went to the show. I showed up and I fucking had an amazing match, which is still clipped up to this day. Which by the anniversary was July 27th of last year. I did this, but like being able to fucking just pull that mask over and completely forget about the fact that like I'm 10,000 miles away from home. I don't want to be here. I'm holding back tears in the locker room. And it's like, boom, here I am. So, like, the fact of like, you can take drugs and really mask yourself, but who you masking yourself for other than yourself and it does detrimental damage. Or you can mask yourself with entertainment. And whether it's like a podcast or it's live performance or it's I used to do music. I used to be signed to a record label when I was 16 years old. I toured 48 states across the country. Um, my greatest my greatest like amount of happiness in life has always been giving to others, whether it's entertaining them, helping them in any sort of way. So that's kind of what captivated me about wrestling was like I can wear a mask and it's okay.
What what made you decide to start training?
My brother actually. I turned 30 and my brother moved down to Florida and he was a referee and he was an extra on NXT, Raw, SmackDown during COVID every weekend. And he's like, dude, you need to move down here and do this. Like, cause like I'm the like the crazy outgoing one out of me and my brother. Like I'm night, he's day. So he was like, if
Okay.
anybody can fucking do this, you can. And I was like, well, I'm 30 fucking years old. Like everyone told me you have to be 18, 19, 20 years old to get started in wrestling. By the time you pay your dues, then it's time to start going. So I came down at 30 and I fucking started training. Oh, so that's why I came to W God damn it. WWN Training Center, the WWNTC, which is under the umbrella of FIP, ACW at the time, Shine Wrestling, and all the Keith Lee, Adam Cole, fucking all the Undisputed Era guys, the Velveteen Dreams, they all came through WWN, which was Evolve at the time, which Evolve is now back to WWE, but Evolve was underneath the WWN umbrella. So I thought to myself, well, if I'm gonna go train anywhere, I'm gonna go train under WWN, Evolve, FIP. All the people that are on TV right now in NXT just came from there. That's where I'm gonna go, and that's where I met the late great Francisco Chiazzo, my coach, father figure, and the rest was fucking history. I trained for like 2 weeks altogether. I had my first match, and I haven't been back to training since. And a lot of people fucking hate that. A lot of people are like, dude, that's nothing to brag about. Like, so there's guys out there that train every single day, and every show I'm on, they're opening up for me, and I'm main eventing, and they can suck my fucking dick. Yeah,
Would you consider WWN then like your home promotion?
yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm the FIP champion. I am currently the second longest reigning FIP champion. Guys that have held it are names such as Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, fucking Rich Swann, Homicide, um, and the list goes on. There's many more names that have held it, and I am on my way to being the longest reigning ever FIP World Heavyweight Champion. So that's the when I first started wrestling, like I wanted to wrestle for WWN. I didn't know that they had fucking different levels and shit to it. So I started wrestling for ACW, and I was the main event for ACW, and I won the title. And then they're like, "Hey, so next month we're bringing FIP back." I was like, What's FIP?" And everyone's like, "Oh my god, FIP!" Like CM Punk wrestled for FIP. All the big names, like everybody wrestled for FIP. You know who held that title? And I was like, I'm not one of those guys that I'm not a mark for the business. But if you tell me that all the guys that are fucking your heroes right now held this title, then I'm going to get that fucking title. And next thing you know, I had the title.
So how did it feel when you won the championship?
Oh, it felt fucking amazing. I lost a lot of fucking blood, and but my brother was the referee for that match that night. So like the talk we had like in the ring during the match was really fucking cool. Like when I won the title, but I like that was literally like everyone's like, so what's your goal in wrestling? You want to get signed to WWE? I'm like, well, I'm 30 years old. I'm already fucking too old to get signed to WWE. So like my main goal is to win that fucking title. That's all I want is to win that title. So since then, like I have the actual title here, and then a fan of mine actually made me a replica title. Actually, let me grab him real quick. You can run a commercial or something right now. All right, and we're back. So this title here, this is the FIP title. This is the one held by like Seth Rollins and all of them.
Beautiful
Um,
belt
yeah, dude, it's not a belt, it's a title. Idiot.
title.
It's this was made in 2006. I actually
Holy shit.
graduated high school in 2007. And then this is the replica now. So a fan of mine made a replica. The FIP in the middle has got to get painted still. But then if you look at the back, there's an August Artois fucking logo, a little August Artois side plate. So it's like this is mine to keep now forever because this is my baby, and then this is the fucking rugged one that goes with me all over the world.
So, and how long have you been champion?
Fuck, dude. Uh, I mean, that's your fucking job as a goddamn host to fucking cage match me, brother.
I did cage match you like 2 weeks ago whenever I asked you
I'm
to
the
do the
second
podcast.
fucking longest reigning. I think it's like five. I think I'm at like 600 something days, maybe.
It's a lot. I know that. Here, we'll
I
pull
won
up the
it.
cage match now.
Yeah, I won it December 10th, 2020 fucking four, I think. Three? I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. It says 591 days.
Woohoo!
So almost 600 days as champ. What's been your favorite defense? It's a tough one.
Um, that's a good question. I've defended it in Scotland, I've defended it in England, I've defended it in Puerto Rico, I've defended it in Thailand. I've defended it all over fucking America too, but I'll answer that I'll answer that question in two different answers. Um, Thailand was one because I went to Thailand. That's fucking amazing. So that was my favorite. Not it really didn't have much to do with the opponent, just the fact that I was in Thailand. And then I would say like uh, probably biggest like title defense name wise would be Savio Vega, and then I fought him in Puerto Rico and I bled like a fucking stuffed pig. So that would probably have to be the so person Savio Vega in Puerto Rico. Location would be uh set up Thailand Pro in Bangkok, Thailand.
To touch on the Savio Vega matchup, that was going to be my next question. Actually, what was your experience like going to Puerto Rico and facing somebody like Savio for the championship?
It sucked. Puerto Rico's filled with fucking crazy people that I don't like to be around. They're all hot-headed, fucking crazy bastards. No, it was beautiful. I fucking landed in Puerto Rico, went to the beach, fucking laid on the beach, got my own hotel right on the beach. Fucking got stoned, drank some moonshine, fucking went to the show. Um, but being out there with Savio Vega, like a lot of the guys thought I was lying when I said like I have Savio Vega's action figure on my fucking on my dresser. Like he's when I was younger, like I've told him this in the past before too, is like he was never a big name guy. He was the one that built the big name guys. But
Yeah,
in my mind, like I always loved Savio Vega for some reason. Like he was always my favorite action figure to play with. And then growing up, I fucking loved his demeanor, his story. And then I got to fucking not only wrestle for him for IWA Puerto Rico, but then I got to eventually wrestle him. And that was fucking crazy. Like pouring blood, having the fucking people of Puerto Rico like want to kill me while he's fucking beating the shit out of me. I was just like, this is so cool. I was fucking bleeding bad, like really, really bad.
it you mentioned you've traveled all around the world. You've obviously been in front of many different crowds. Is there any crowd quite like a Puerto Rican crowd?
Um, oh wait, before I answer that though, I will say the guy who killed Bruiser Brody actually interfered in my match with Savio Vega and actually
Holy
helped me.
shit!
Yeah, he actually stabbed Savio Vega in the head with a fork, and I got to leave. I got the fuck out of there as fast as I could. Um, so that was kind of weird being in the ring with somebody who like openly and knowingly fucking murdered like one of the greats. So that was kind of weird. For me, it was weird as fuck. I didn't like it.
It's a
Um,
very bizarre scenario.
yeah, because like I'll never forget this. While Savio Vega, like we're having like the pre-show meeting, everyone's looking this way for the meeting, and the fucking Invader number one, who's the guy who killed fucking Bruiser, he's sitting over here and he's just staring right at me, dude. Like the whole time, I was like looking over at him. I'm like, what the fuck is he staring at me for? Like out of everybody in this room, everyone's looking this way. He's staring over here at me. I'm like, ah, I'm gonna die. But Puerto Rico's cool. It's fucking annoying though because they have the fucking air horns. So like while
Okay.
you're wrestling, it's like it's fucking annoying. That's why whenever people ask what's the loudest crowd, obviously Puerto Rico because they fucking have like train horns and air horns, which is stupid. Scotland. Scotland is so fucking loud. They are the most like before the show even starts, you can feel the fucking like the ground shaking because they're out there doing like the football chants and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you come out, dude, like I mean, granted, like you have to give them a little something, but loudest crowd I've ever like it was literally piercing my ears when they were chanting Scotland when I was out there. I came out last time I had a Scotland flag in my pants and I pulled it out and blew my nose with it, and they were pissed. But
You know,
Scotland crowd is really cool. But then a very unique experience is Thailand because Thailand just recently started having pro wrestling. All they know is Muay Thai, karate, and boxing. So when you start doing like fucking aerial maneuvers and a fucking power bomb and stuff, they're like, oh. So you come out and do like a body slam or a chop, and this crowd loses their fucking mind, and you're like, this is gonna be an easy night. So you don't have to do much. But they're like, I love wrestling. Like, we'll never have the experience of like wrestling in front of like those 80s and 70s crowds that believed everything that was happening. But when you go to Thailand, it's like a 70s, 80s crowd. Like they believe everything that's happening out there.
It's badass. No,
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I've had Wolfgang on, native of Scotland, and he was saying the same thing. How it's crazy over there, how intense they get, and he's like he doesn't know if it's one of those like maybe they don't get enough mainstream activity when it comes to wrestling, or if it's just they still believe it as much as they possibly can. But like he was telling me like he obviously wrestled all around the world, and being from Scotland and just being a Scotland guy, he's always said that it's just very intense, and he hasn't ever been able to put a finger on it.
No, it's I mean that's why I've been to the UK now. This is my I'm leaving to go back to the UK again August 6th, and that'll be my fifth UK tour within 2 years. I go over there as much as I fucking can. I absolutely love it over there. I'm actually a champion right now, Target Wrestling. I'm their heavyweight champion in Carlisle, England. So, I mean, how fucking cool is that to be wrestling for not even 5 years and be a champion of in another country?
Well, I mean, what's that feel like? I know some people have to, um, they don't get to experience that if ever. So being 5 years in, like, what's that experience? How's that play a role into
Um,
your mental?
what really gets me going is like seeing the guys that have been wrestling for 10 to 15 years that are now trying to work for this company in England, and they're maybe mentioning my name or saying like, "Hey, I know him." Like, "Fuck you, suck my dick." You were probably one of the guys that never wanted me to succeed, and now you've seen me succeed. And like blowing past these guys makes it even better. So like me winning the title, that means fuck all. I don't give a shit about that. But me doing better than people that never wanted me to do good in the first place, that's what really gets my dick hard. Seeing guys that like they've been wrestling 10, 15, 20 years, they have nothing to show for it, or maybe they were signed like 10 years ago and they still haven't done fuck all since then. And now they're seeing me and they're like, "Oh man, like I guess that kid is pretty good." Like, "Yeah, fuck you, suck my dick." But I'm the kind of guy that I remember fucking everything, and I'm not the type to ever be like, "Oh, it's cool, man. I understand that you didn't like me. Fuck you. This is fucking wrestling." So, like, for the people out there that didn't want me to succeed or anything like that, that's what my saying is: suck my dick from the back with your nose in my ass. That goes out to anybody who never wanted me to be anything that I am right now, which is a fucking multi-champion.
So, being as successful as you are 5 years in, earlier you said maybe the WWE you didn't see maybe being in your future. Has that changed?
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. Not at all.
No.
The people that do give a shit about that drive themselves fucking crazy. Every day they're on Instagram and every video they share, they put hashtag WWE, hashtag AEW, hashtag Ring of Honor, as if these places give a fuck. If they want you, they'll come get you. Um, a lot of guys don't realize that you can make good money on the indies. Like being signed doesn't mean you're happy. Being independent doesn't mean you're broke. Like I'm booked this weekend. I'm in Georgia. The next weekend I leave for the UK. When I get back from the UK, I'm in Washington. I'm sorry, Wisconsin, and then I'm booked in Canada. Then I'm down in Florida. Then I'm back up in fucking like I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere, and I've never been signed. I'm not an ex WWE guy. I'm not an ex AEW guy. I've actually turned AEW down myself. Um, so a lot of guys think like I have to get signed. That's the only way to be successful in this business is you have to get signed. No, you could just fucking bet on yourself, and you'll have banners made for you and fucking fans all over the world that will do anything to support you. So like a lot of guys want to get signed and then they get fired and then it's easier to get booked places. But like I'm sharing car rides with fucking like guys like Heath Slater and Enzo Amore. Like they're getting picked up from the same hotel I'm staying at. So we're on the same fucking level. Like you guys have busted your ass to get signed. I've never been signed, but we're probably getting paid around the same and staying at the same hotels and flying the same planes. I think I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Do you mind if I ask why you didn't join AEW?
Oh, because I was booked that day. Yeah, they fucking asked me to do AEW Dark, and it got. Actually, what's funny is the tweet that I wrote. got more views than AEW Dark did that week. It's pretty crazy. Actually got like a 80,000 more views than AEW Dark did that week. No, they asked me if I wanted to be on AEW Dark after a year later of me asking if I could be on there. I sent an email, hey, I'd like to be on AEW Dark. A year later, they're like, hey, we'd like to have you on. And I was like, well, sorry, I'm booked that the day that you want me, I'm booked. So I went on Twitter and I put, hey, I was offered AEW Dark. I can't make it. Hopefully I can for the next one though. And then Sean Dean, the guy that runs the AEW Dark bullshit, or he did because AEW Dark's not around anymore. He was like, "Hey man, why would you post this online? Why would you Why would you want to be cool like this and flex online?" And a lot of people fucking backed him up, like the AEW fucking tards. And then a lot of people hit me up, which is wrestling is WWE, AEW, TNA. Those are the main fucking conglomerates. Everything else is independent wrestling. So all the independent wrestling promoters were like, "Hey, are you the guy that fucking turned down AEW to like fucking make a booking, an independent booking?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm that guy." And they're like, "Praise you, brother. I'd book you any day of the week. So suck my fucking dick." Out of 90% of wrestling fucking backed me on that. And like it's showing now because I've had promoters. It happened about 2 months ago. A promoter screenshotted my tweet. And first thing he sent me was the tweet, and I was like, "Oh, great, here we go." I'm expecting him to be like, "You're a punk, you're a fucking asshole." He's like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yes, sir, it is." He goes, "Fuck yeah, are you available September, whatever?" I was like, "Yes, sir, I am." Because like that's just who I am. If I give you my word, it's all you have in your life is your balls and your word, and I'm not gonna break them for anybody.
And it takes I mean a lot. I mean most people would consider AEW Dark a big opportunity, and to say, hey, I've already agreed to go to this show, this booking, where you may or may not make the same amount, less, more, whatever, to go do that. It takes uh, a good bit of standing up for yourself to say, hey, I'm not going to do that. I have made a commitment. I'm going to, like you said, be a man of my word and go do that. And I mean, to stand on that, just it speaks to your character, definitely.
Yeah, I'm real and raw. I don't break that shit for anybody because at the end of the like I tell people at the end of the day I'm a man and I was a pro wrestler. I would say a lot of people are like I'm a man first, pro wrestler second. I'm not even a pro wrestler second. I'm a pro wrestler like fifth or sixth, but I'm a fucking man first. So I don't. When people were like, "This is gonna fuck up your whole career," I was like, "If it does, cool." But I can at least sleep at the fact knowing that this guy up in Maine didn't just spend 600 something dollars on a flight, fucking $200 on a hotel just for me to go. Never mind, I'm not coming. Now you
Yeah,
have to eat that money, and your two kids don't get to fucking eat this week.
you're
Fuck
shit
that.
out of luck on your $800+ because Dark called me.
Yeah,
Like
dude, and
that.
plus
That's
like
insane.
when I was there, when I was working for the company in Maine, we did a clip one of the video clips from my match got over 2 million views, and we got so much fucking publicity from it. We got sponsorships from it, which my sponsorships are fucking still fucking coming in. Shout out to Broglow, fucking self tanner for men. We'll give this a try soon.
You, you
Yeah, I'm doing very well for myself on the independent level. And the funny thing is, the quote that I said, "Sign doesn't mean happy and independent doesn't mean broke." Actually, a guy that got fired from WWE is the one that told me that. So like hearing that from somebody, and then on top of that, which I will not say the name, someone who's currently signed right now told me, he goes, "Brother, you don't want to get signed, trust me." I was like, "Fuck, dude." Hearing that
I
from
mean,
someone that's signed right now, like it's everybody's dream to get to sign that WWE fucking dotted line. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, like that's not. There's no violin being played here. Like I'm fucking killing it right now. I've been to what 8 different countries altogether. Four in which I've wrestled in. I've wrestled in 15 different states. I'm fucking. I got a whole merch website. You can get all my shit. I got bathing suits, t-shirts, dog clothes. I got hats. I got sandals. I got bedding. I got fucking pillowcases. I got everything.
yeah, I think like when you look at guys like, let's say Matt Cardona, for instance, who openly said, I've done better on the independent level than he did at a professional like WWE level or TV level. It just goes to show that you guys have the ability to make that same money, if not more, and just
Eh,
betting on yourself.
yeah, but you can't compare fucking guys like Matt Cardona that fucking have the X in front of his name, the ex WWE star
Fair
Matt
enough.
Ryder or whatever fucking his name was. You can't compare. Like that's why that blows my mind. Like, yeah, you can call yourself an indie god. It's that I get because it's a fucking. I call myself August Artois. That's not my real name. So we can call ourselves whatever we want, but like to really feel like you're out here competing with fucking guys on the indies that are purely independent talent, to think that you're doing something that like we are, no, you're fucking not, bro. You're riding the dick of what your name was. You're riding the shit of your earlier successes. So don't make it seem like I'm on the indies doing this because I'm an independent wrestler. No, motherfucker, you're an ex WWE guy that took advantage of a bunch of promoters. And I would do the same fucking thing. And that's why everybody I actually said like sign me for 2 months and then fire me so I can say, hey, ex NXT guy, August Artois is gonna be coming tonight. Because people will buy a ticket just because of wait, he used to wrestle for WWE? I wanna go. I wanna go. Like Matt Cardona already had fucking action figures and fucking baseball cards and all that shit. Then he came to the indies. I've done all this on my own from the ground up. Ground zero to what you see now is all me. Zero fucking help. Zero X this, X that. Zero sign off by anybody. It's been all hard work on my own. So that's what kind of pisses me off about these guys that get fired and come down to the indies and they're like, "Oh, I'm the man in the indies." Well, no fucking shit, dumbass, because they can finally afford a ticket to see you now.
Okay. I
Fuck Matt
mean,
Cardona.
you know what? I will go on record and I will agree with the F Matt Cardona thing because yeah, I have never said this on air, but I don't know, something about this conversation just got me to where I feel like I should. Um, Back in December, when I first started the podcast, I don't even think I had this channel up yet, but Cardona was at an indie, and I go up to him and I say, well, whatever. I hand him my business card, say, hey, I'd like to have you on. He blows me off. And then I go sit down. My dad's with me. He's like, go do it again while there's nobody over there. Just push the fact that, like, these guys talk about they want to help, smaller talent, smaller podcasts, smaller whatever. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll give it another shot. And he just looked at me and was like, kid, I can't even take a shit. I can't even do my own podcast. I'm not going to do yours. And then, like, 3 or 4 days later, he goes on Ariel Helwani and he's like, yeah, these guys come up to me all the time asking me to do podcasts. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do them because, like, and he'll blow them off. And he's like, I have time, but if I don't want to do your podcast, I'm going to blow you off. I'm going to tell you, go, screw yourself. And I was like, it's just insane that somebody like that would, like, act that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a fuckhead. Um, and that's why I've said a lot of these guys, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, a lot of these guys that you think are fucking good people are fucking dirtballs. And then there's guys like me that I have to be up in probably 2 hours. I'm doing this podcast because I fucking want to. And I fucking, like you said, um, giving back. And like, I first started and I wanted to be the guy that was getting interviewed. Now it's to the point where I feel like I'm doing enough in this business that having August Artois on your show could maybe help a little bit more. So that's another reason why I have my own podcast. I don't need to do podcasts anymore. I talk all fucking day. But helping others is a big part of this business. But then to go on and fucking onto a podcast and say that you didn't fucking help somebody because you didn't feel like it, like you're a fucking
Which,
cocksucker.
and I don't think it was a direct blow towards me at all because, I mean, he probably doesn't give a shit about what I do regardless. But just to go, like, that was the thing. I called my dad immediately. My dad's a big supporter of all this. And I was like, Dad, you know what that F head Cardona just said on Ariel One? He's like, what? And I was like, he just said he blows people off. And then I think it was afterwards, I was just like, you know what? One day, in this world, you climb up the ladder, you're going to meet the people somewhere along the way. I said, one day there'll be a time when he'll want to come on here, and I'm just going to look at him and be like, I don't have time to take a shit.
Yeah, dude, fucking I mean that's good. Put that out in the fucking universe because it'll happen. But like, I was out with two big names the other not too long ago, and we stopped. As he was taking us back to the hotel, we stopped at a burger place, and both big name guys bought their burger, bought their drink. That was it. And the guy that drove us everywhere, is just standing there. I'm like, "Hey man, you want a burger?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm okay, thanks though." I was like, "I'm gonna get you a burger, man." He goes, "Really? I really appreciate that, dude." I'm like, these motherfuckers, like, you've been getting driven around for years. I'm new to this business. Like, you can't buy this fucking guy a burger for driving you around to your hotel, to the airport, back to the venue. Like, that fucking blows my mind. But like, what was I gonna say? Fucking a lot of the big name guys, they feel they don't owe anybody anything. Like, but they know for a fact, like if they got signed again, they'd be out there fucking signing autographs all day. As long as there's a camera around, as long as there's someone to record it and to make sure that they can see, what's happening. Matt Cardona stays 20 minutes after show to sign autographs while the camera's out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys will do it for publicity and shit like that. But when you meet a real genuine motherfucker that will answer questions after a show, that'll stick around after just because there's a line of people that want to meet him and shit like that. Like that's the difference, I think.
But and you're not. It's what you do off camera. It's what you do and say when the cameras aren't rolling, when people aren't paying attention, that matters the most. And those guys that just think that the camera's off, so what I say or do doesn't matter. Those things will eventually come back to bite you, 100%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Karma's a fucking bitch. Karma
Um,
is a bitch for sure.
you brought up Enzo earlier. You've been in the ring with him. You've fought for his, I think it's the flyweight championship for fourth
No,
rope.
we didn't fight. I don't think the title was on the line, I don't think.
Cage match might have that wrong. I definitely wrote that down off cage match. But what do you think you guys like? What's the repertoire you have with Enzo? And could you see yourself in somewhere like fourth rope?
What was the first part? What's the what I have with Enzo?
Like the camaraderie repertoire, whatever you want to call it. Trying to use fancy words that sound cool in a podcast.
Oh, yeah, I mean he's cool. I had a match with him like when my career first started, and then like he remembered me from then, and then we
Rapport was the word I was looking for. Sorry to cut you off.
no,
That
you're good, report. Yeah, that's the word. Um, but yeah, when we saw each other this last time, he remembered who I was, and he's seen things I've been doing. Um, we're not like boys or anything. We don't like hang out, and watch movies together or anything. But
not like you and Wizzo.
he did mention fourth rope, and um, perhaps maybe a future there for me. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I love the company. I love what they got going on with the culture, the hip hop, the music, the art, and all that shit. So I think that's something I could definitely see myself in. But yeah, we'll see.
You know, we was just. I mean, we was talking about Cardona. I've had interactions with both him and Enzo, and Enzo is a lot different than people perceiving. I've noticed by having conversation with him. Like I've had slight conversations here and there with him. Is that something you've been able to see? Like what you see on what you see on the outside is what Enzo is, if that makes sense.
What is this? A fucking podcast about Enzo or me?
I'm looking for clickbait.
Oh, yeah, no. What you see is what you get with Enzo. I mean, the best way I can explain it is like me. He's real. He's raw. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. If he likes you, you'll know it. If he doesn't like you, you'll know it.
Okay. I like that. That's clippable. Thank you. Uh, what we talked about earlier, going to Canada. I talked to you a little bit about it off camera. What's it like going up to Canada and working for companies like IPW?
Fucking sucks, dude. Canada's fucking it's terrible. The people in Canada suck. They're ugly. The women are ugly. Uh, that half of them speak French, which I don't speak French, so that's fucking stupid. Um, the
Even
locker room
with
just isn't
the
up to my
last
level,
name
man. I mean,
Artois,
what'd you say?
I said even with the last name Artois, you don't speak no French.
No, just that last name.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the people up there just garbage. The locker room. There's maybe like one or two guys that are on my level, but the rest of them they just don't hold a fucking they don't hold a flame to my career. So it's hard to wrestle in places Oklahoma, for instance. Great company, great fucking. There's a few guys on that roster that are just top notch. But everywhere I go, it just seems to be the same old story. Now that there's not a lot of guys that can hold a candle to me. Can't hold a flame to old Augie's career.
You know, you've wrestled in Taiwan, Canada,
Oh,
Puerto
I
Rico,
haven't. I wrestled in Thailand.
Thailand. Sorry. Is there somewhere that you haven't got to wrestle yet that you'd like to wrestle in?
Yeah, India, Vietnam, Singapore, Japan. Not really Japan. I don't really care about the fucking cliche of wrestling in Japan. I'd rather wrestle places that wrestling hasn't been really big, like Vietnam and Singapore. They got like one company each. Malaysia, Cambodia, shit like that. I like to wrestle in unique places. I don't want to wrestle in like Japan and like the UK was my biggest dream to wrestle in. Like when I was a little kid, I've always wanted to go to the UK. And when I first started wrestling, I was like, that's my number one dream is to go wrestle in the UK. I think it's cool because it's like it's America, but it's different. It's like just a different accent. It's not like a whole different language. You have to learn anything and all that different shit. Like you can still communicate with people over there. So but it's still like a whole other culture. It's a whole different world over there in the UK. So that's why I love going to wrestle over there.
Gotcha. One more question, then I'll let you go.
Ah,
We're about halfway through the year. I always try to ask, what are the goals for the remainder of 2025?
don't die.
That simple?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. Don't die. I got a lot of shit planned. I got fucking UK tour coming up. I got another UK tour coming up in November. I leave for Thailand in January. Yeah, but if I die, I can't do any of that. So don't die. And maybe don't get any girls pregnant. But I don't really have
Okay.
sex, so not until I get to Thailand where it's fun.
Thailand, not Taiwan. Just to
Yeah,
clarify.
I mean we fly into Taiwan, then it's like we have a layover in Taiwan. That's about it.
Okay.
Cage
Um,
match say that.
do you think you could see yourself back on the I Love Wrestling podcast before the end of the year?
Is that what your podcast is called?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? I don't give
Okay.
a fuck. I'll talk to your little
Sounds good.
bitch ass all night.
Okay. I always like to ask if you'd like to come on for a part two. I'd love to have you as a guest again.
You should have your dad on though, because he seems a lot cooler than you.
I can do that. We can make that work. He was just here, actually. So we can do that next time.
Yeah, let's have your dad on.
Okay. Bet. Um,
Upcoming shows. Fucking this weekend, I'm in the 27th. I am in Deep South Wrestling in Atlanta, Georgia, at New Realm Brewery, and it's free to get in for all you fucking cheap pieces of shit out there. Then I leave for the UK. I will be in the UK from August 6th to the 19th. I will be wrestling at Target, where I'm the champion of, on the 9th of August in the main event against Rossi Rascal for the title. See if you can take it from me. I bet you can't. The fucking 16th, I am in Valor in Scotland. I think I'm wrestling for the UEPW or UPWA or UEPWA or a bunch of those letters. European title. I'll be fighting for the European title over there. And then the next day I'll be at Kumite. I think it's pronounced Kumite. And that'll be my first deathmatch show. I'm not doing deathmatch though. They can suck my dick. I'm not doing it. I'll swing a chair or something, but I'm not doing that. And then in between all those dates, I'm doing 4 seminars over in the UK. So come and get your knowledge fucking crammed by August Artois. I've done some seminars over here. I've done 2 in-person seminars. I've done some online seminars, but now we got a seminar in Blackpool, England. We got a seminar in Scotland, a second seminar in Scotland, and then a seminar down in South England.
okay. You said you was going to be making an appearance in Wisconsin. When will that be?
Oh yeah, August 30th. That's when I get back from the UK. August 30th, I will be at Frontline Pro Wrestling in Wisconsin. That'll be a fucking banger. Great company, great production. Um,
Right up the road.
huh?
I said it's right up the road from me.
Are you gonna go?
I might now.
Frontline Pro. It's a great company. Even if I'm not there, it's still a great company. But yeah, I would definitely check that out. I'm gonna be in a. They haven't announced the match yet, so I'm not really allowed to say it. But I guess I won't. But it'll
Fair
be a
enough.
good match. It'll be a good match. The match I'm in. Hopefully I win.
Well,
How old are you?
25.
So if you win, I'll buy you a beer.
Okay, bet. I will be there
You'll buy
August
me a
30th.
beer.
We can buy each other a beer. How's that work?
There we go. Yeah, all
There
right.
we go.
And eat some
Um,
cheese.
August, thank you for coming on here. Tell Wisco I said hello. Um, and maybe we'll do another one soon.
Yeah, maybe we'll have me and Wisco on.
And I'll bring my dad. We can do a tag team,
Yeah,
tag
four-way tag,
four-way
tornado
tag,
tag.
tornado tag on the podcast. Let's make it happen.
Maybe we'll have you on fucking ours. We have 3 podcasts you can pick from.
Bet. Just let me know a time, place, and I'll be there.
Shout out to Better Together. They just got to the UK. Their first ever UK tour. They just got there today. So good job for them. And Blake Banks, Richard Adonis. Shout out. They're all over there in the UK right now, fucking getting it.
Okay. Anything else you want to plug before I let you go?
I'd like to plug my phone in and go to bed, you son of a bitch.
Sounds good. I'll leave that at that. See you next time then.